Good evening, dear friends, and welcome to tonight's Voice from the Baltic Star. I come to you with much excitement that the three of us, one, two, three, are gathered here today. And when the three of us are gathered here today on a Friday, we play Traveller, a game that we love, a game that we've been playing for a long time in real life and about 3 days in game. And we love to share our long, meandering adventure with you, dear friends, old and new. Thank you for joining us this evening. If it's your first time, you're very, very welcome. Thanks for giving us a try. There's loads of stuff happening in life, and we love that you've given us a go, so thank you very much. Have one of them. Actually, no, hang on. I've got to do it the way the youth do it now. That's how I did this the other week, didn't I? This is how the Zedders do it now. You old folk.
Something like that the other week, yeah.
Yeah, you old folk just don't get it, like me. If you're a returnee like Stormzy we've got there and any others, you're welcome to come back. Thank you, our old friends as well. Old in spirit, not in age. If you want to chat, please feel free to chat. We try and keep chat friendly and chilled. Things that are said in chat sometimes spill over into the game. We're very interactive. And if you want a very focused game that's very focused and serious, you ain't going to get it here. I thought I'd better warn you about that. If you want games that suddenly stop for no reason, just say hello to someone that's popped up, or to make a joke about something that someone said, then please do. We see this, I think, our vision has always been that this is like a table that we're all sat around, we're playing, you're hanging out anyway, so grab yourself a drink, soft or hard, some snacks if you want, and just imagine that we're just playing. Do you know what I mean? We're just playing together, and you guys are hanging out with us as well. You don't get to play, though. We don't like you that much, but you can sit and enjoy the surroundings with us. Yeah, so I'm excited because I've got power again. I've got the power of the stream after my internet being down for the last 3 months since moving. They reconnected it last weekend, and so I'm back in control. And so, as we're a fan of wine on the stream, I did open my 2018 Rioja to celebrate. It's been festering nicely. I think that's what you called it when red wine's been somewhere. It's festering.
Festering.
Nicely in the cupboard.
Yeah.
And so hopefully it's a reserver. So I'm very excited. If it's not good, you'll visibly see my face get disappointed. So watch out for that. That'll be fun. I suppose I better introduce the three of us and move on. But before I do that, you'll see a little red sun there. Click it to spend some points. There are Imperial credits. The more expensive things interact quite thoroughly with the game. You can give one of us a boon. You can make one of us tell a bit of backstory. You can name an NPC, so you can be part of canon forever in the game. And you come up with a ridiculous name and find out how Ben has to drag it kicking and screaming into our adventure. There's some cheaper things as well. For 1 credit and 1 credit only forever, I'll drink to that. If you like what we've said, you want to agree, raise a glass. I'll drink to that. We'll raise a glass, take a sip. Oh, that's very dry, I like that. And carry on. If it's sort of pinkish, it plays some music, plays a song, plays something we can celebrate in Ben or Ewan, or I'll get my guns out. Or maybe the lizards have escaped. That's really loud, by the way, so don't do that. But just have a click around and see what you like. We've got loads of things. I can't control myself. We just put too many things up there. But as Stormzy said, the three amigos. I think we better introduce the three amigos now before we hand over to our referee. My name is Luke in the bottom right-hand corner. Hello, it's nice to meet you. I play 2 characters in this game. I play Kara. I play Soraya. Kara is she's a hacker. She's a vlogger. She's a drinker. She's an artist. She's an all-round good egg. Soraya is a bit of a socially awkward scout. She spent like 14 years on her own in a spaceship on the edges of the universe. It's not really surprising. But luckily, you see, those 2 on their own would be dead by now. Easily dead. They wouldn't have enough for this tough old world. But luckily, they've got 2 of the best friends a girl could have. And they are played by one of the best friends a guy could have. He's right up there, up above me. He's my brother from another mother. Stop it! I hate him with all my heart.
That's what brothers are for.
Yeah, that is true.
In a loving way.
Yeah. In fact, that's a very brotherly thing you did to me there. Thank you very much. So now I'm going to wrap you in a duvet and pummel you, and and not stop even when you scream for mum. But yes, my brother from another mother, the housewife's favourite, the Flufmeister General, the meanest man in the room. He is Ewan. Good evening, Ewan. How are you?
Hello, Luke. I'm very well, thanks. I'm very well. It's lovely to be back in all our full glory. Much excitement.
The screen's all animated
So
again.
many lizards.
The lizards are everywhere. There's various ones of them back on the Baltic Star waiting for us.
Oh no, I'd forgot about that. Oh.
It's just exciting all around. It's a day of excitement, Ewan, it must be said. Is there anything exciting that's happened or is happening to you recently or in the foreseeables?
I don't know. Is anything exciting that has happened to me or is going to happen to me? So now if I just say no, it's a little bit sad, isn't it? Yes, there is.
Thanks for that. Good.
You're welcome.
Right, moving on. We're playing Traveller tonight. What could be more exciting?
Exactly.
So, who are these two heroic space hunks that keep my lovely ladies safe at night? I've got a mosquito as well now, Ben.
That is a very good question. I play Stefan Miller, who is a human, same age as the two of Luke's characters. A space rogue. Lots of sneaky, lots of hidden compartments and hidden weapons about his body. And I also play Agnar Arnson. Speaking of mosquitoes or possibly maybe fleas, he does not have any fleas. He does have a very floofy mane of hair, though, as he is a Varga by birth. And he still is.
The other way.
By choice.
Yeah, exactly. Who is a former military army general and general medic for the group.
Thank you.
Literally keeping them alive.
He's space dad and keeping us fed.
Yes, that's true. Buying brunches.
What a guy. It's been a long time since you've had a nice brunch. I've missed those times. Things are very serious at the moment, Ewan. How are you feeling about the seriousness of the situation? It's too serious for my liking.
I don't know. I think we're pretty good about drifting in some little moments of humour amongst the seriousness, just to break the mood a little bit. And I think sometimes we maybe do it a little bit too much. And so
I'd say it's
I'm
more
just
like
always happy.
Ben's trying to push in moments of serious storyline in between our
into our shenanigans.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's a very good point.
Well, shenanigans are only fun if there's an actual plot as well.
Spoil. And you hear that voice, dear friends. He is the stream father to our two ruffian brothers. He's the smartest man in any room. He lives his entire life in the Twin Peaks dream sequence, and he's often found in Faversham being carried around atop the shoulders of 6 topless and heavily oiled Eastern European men. Carefully, he has a basket in his hand, and as he goes, he gently sprinkles out the belongings of the basket to those around. Sometimes rose petals, sometimes coins, sometimes D4s, which never goes down too well. He is the man that controls the entire universe except for 4 little characters. He is Ben. Good evening, Ben. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you. Very well. Yes. It's been a good day, and I'm looking forward to a good evening.
And good evening to you. What's the most exciting thing that's happened to you recently, Ben?
Well, today I went to London to see the Moonwalkers show, which was amazing. Absolutely amazing.
Wonderful. And a very sci-fi answer as well. I like it.
Yeah, absolutely. Yes, it was truly wonderful. thoroughly enjoyed that.
Fantastic. I like the sound of that. So if anyone's considering whether watching it or not, there you go. A ringing endorsement from a man who knows what he's talking about, because he's the smartest man in any screening.
Yes, I'm not sure people regular as a can would agree with that.
In fact, he's so used to it that if he goes to a premiere, when everyone applauds at the end, he just stands up and takes it, just assuming it's for him.
Yeah, I always take a bow when that happens.
Oh, Ben.
Yes,
Ben,
that's
Ben.
really how to win friends.
Exactly. Speaking of winning friends, why don't you do nice things for us this evening and guide us lovingly and carefully back to the safe, sweet bosom of a beloved Baltic Star?
Okay. Well, our heroes have finished their investigation of the lost battlecruiser Kelleren, mostly. After learning about the accident that caused the loss of the vessel, able to report its location and gain even more notoriety for famed adventurer Otto Nieder, the party is evacuating through the airlock in 2 groups. 4 of them are left behind on the ship, a rear guard against angry robots. Those robots have proved troublesome, though the team has been mostly up to the task of dealing with them. There seem to be more than one type. Some are basic utility models, some more chunky and dangerous. Rachel Axis has been wounded and is unresponsive, so brilliant medic Agnar has set about restoring her to consciousness, work that will take 4 crucial minutes before they can leave the Kelleren. Soraya and Zoe have stayed with them to protect them, as Rachel is helpless and Agnar can only work his medical magic. Meanwhile, Kara, Stefan, and Otto have left the ship through the airlock and crept around the outside of the ship to where they can see Kat waiting for them in a shuttle. Beyond the shuttle, the Baltic Star is visible in space, but between the shuttle and the Baltic Star, another ship hangs motionless. It's a scruffy-looking ship, with its name obscured by a splash of black paint. And that is where we resume the story. So, where do you want to start? The people outside or the people inside?
Oh, Ewan, how do you
Good
feel
question.
this evening? What are you thinking?
Out or in? Are those the options?
Yeah. Go with your belly button.
That'll be an in, please.
There we go.
Ben.
Okay.
If in
All
doubt,
right.
insult the belly button.
Exactly. Nothing like a bit of
Inside,
navel gazing.
inside, you have just seen at the end of the passageway a large and bulky-looking robot emerge into the companionway. It is now essentially filling the space in front of you, still some considerable distance away, but clearly in a very threatening position, directly in line with the entrance to the airlock and in a position to open fire if it so chooses. Agnar, I'm afraid, is unable to act here. He is busy for the next few minutes treating Rachel. However, you are not completely helpless because you do have people with you. So, Soraya,
Yes. How far away is this big buff bot?
about 25 meters.
Oh my goodness, that's not very far out at all.
Soraya, what's the first rule of scouting in this current situation that we find ourselves?
Go left doesn't make sense because we just end up going around in circles.
No, I mean we should remember.
Never forget
sorry.
Johnny Ironseed.
Hmm.
Yeah, well done. That's very important. I'm glad you remembered him. So have we remembered him though? Have we taken off any helmets?
No,
A couple.
Yeah,
not
Benny
us.
Ironseed. Ben. No, okay, that's good. That's good. The first rule, there's another rule of scouting that you always say hello to Slay when they turn up in chat, which is good. Hey Slay, I hope you're doing well.
Hi, Slay.
Pleasure to have you with us. what the first rule of scouting is? Right now, she turns to Zoe.
Okay.
When confronted with a giant, angry buff bot, the first rule of scouting is shoot first, ask questions later.
Okay. Can you roll initiative then, please?
I assume you don't want Agnar to roll.
I'm afraid not. No, Agnar will be occupied unless this fight goes
that's
on
fine.
a long time. Okay, Zoe has a 10.
That's more than me. I've got a 3 plus a 1 is a 4.
Okay,
Oh, hang on, it's 2d6, isn't it?
2d6.
Okay, that's an 8, sorry. I think I was a bit low. 8. God,
A total of 8.
Yeah.
Okay. Then the Zoe will get to go first. Okay. So she is perhaps predictably going to choose violence.
Yeah, of course she is.
It's not something she does, automatically, perhaps, but on this occasion, it feels like the right call. And she has loaded her weapon with the smart ammunition. So she's going to aim and shoot with a burst of ammo. Yes, the neighbour's dog is definitely choosing violence. Probably directed at a cloud or possibly cat.
Mosquito.
Okay, that's only an 8 plus bonuses. 9, 10, 11. Okay. All right. So it is 4d plus 3 plus 4 less the AP problem. So that's 12, 5, 17, so it's 20, 24, minus. Okay. It looks like a fairly solid hit, but you've seen better. It seems to chip away at it quite decently, but it's not an absolute gimme. It's fairly okay. And next to go is the robot.
Oh.
Okay. The robot is going to accelerate rapidly towards the group of you to close its range as best it can. It's going to use up essentially its entire turn to close the distance. So it will very roughly halve the distance. It'll be about 12, 13 meters when it finishes its turn. And it isn't going to shoot because that's all it can do. It's going to use everything to move. Okay?
Yep.
And that means it's Soraya's go.
Right, let's get shooting then. As I demanded it, I suppose I should probably do that as well. I will use my Laris Custom Gauss carbine,
Okay.
which has a +1 to it. I'm going to use auto, please.
You'd like to burst fire.
Yeah, I think that's the good one, isn't it? That's the one that gets a few shots, but I don't get any bonuses.
And it does additional damage if you hit.
Yes, please.
So you get +1 and +1 for aiming. I assume you're going to do that?
Yes, please. So aiming +1, my weapon +1, and my slug +1.
Yep.
So yes, please. Thank you. Which is probably for the best. That's a 6 + 3 is 9.
Okay. All right. That's 4d +1, please. Sorry, +5.
Yeah. 4d +5. Yeah, well, that's about as as various as possible. It's a 6-1-6-1, so it's a 14. That's a 14. That's a 19, but I've got an AP 4.
19. Okay. Okay. It looks like another fairly solid hit. Perhaps not quite as impressive, but pretty decent. And you can see you have punched some holes in the robot's armor and protection. Between the two of you, you have unleashed a fair amount of operational hell on it. We already know what the conclusion to Agnar's medical treatment will be. We did that last time. So we know that at the end of the 4 minutes, Rachel will be healed, assuming a robot doesn't come and kill her in the meantime. So next up is Zoe, and she's going to have another thing. 6, 7, 8. Okay, that's a 10 this time. She's not rolling particularly well on the attacks.
At least they're hitting.
They are hitting, yeah. +2, +4. Yes, okay. So +6 total. 6. 9, 15 plus 4. No, +6. 21. Okay, another decent hit. Nothing spectacular, but another decent hit. And clearly the robot is being chipped away. However, it is now within reach of the weapon that it wants to deploy. So it comes to a stop, opens the portal on its belly, and releases its heat blast. Right. All right. It's not exactly lined up with the corridor. So I'm going to say Agnar, are you going to attempt to protect Rachel?
Yeah, he'll try and shield her from any further damage whilst
All
he's
right.
healing.
Given
the
that it
current
hasn't
damage.
lined up perfectly, I'm going to say you can do that. You can put yourself between the robot and Rachel for the purposes of this shot. Probably meaning you'll have to turn your back on it and just trust that the others will deal with it.
Yeah.
Agnar, can you roll an athletics dex plus dex with advantage with a boon?
Ooh, thank you. Yes, I can. Okay, that's a 7 plus 2 for 9.
Okay, all right. And with the other two, can we do the same thing, please? Athletics dex plus dex with boon for both Soraya and Zoe.
Wonderful. That boom could be helpful. Yeah, it probably is actually. That is just a 6 for Soraya.
Total of a 6.
Yes.
Okie dokie.
+0.
That included the boon.
Yeah, I had a 5-1-1.
Okay, yes.
Oh, it's gonna sting. I've got some protection. Let's hope.
Okay, that's a total of 13 damage, heat damage to Soraya. But obviously her armor can impact that.
14.
14 armor. Excellent.
Oh, my goodness for that.
Soraya is unsinged by the blast of heat. And robots don't get angry, so to speak. So you don't need to worry about vengeance because of it.
Oh, thank goodness for that.
And you get a shot if you'd like one.
See, now I feel anger and vengeance. So I will take a shot, please.
Have at it.
That's +3. I'll do the same again, another burst. It's not great though. It's a 5 +3 is 8, so it's a hit, but it's not great. I'm really
Okay.
skimming
Hey.
today.
That's 4d damage, please, +4.
It's making up for last week, Luke.
I know I was so good last week. Oh no, there's no way. There was no way I was going to come out this week with the same. I've like hit low on 2 shots. I've taken a shot. Oh, a very average shot. +4. Oh my goodness, it's just as bad as before. It's a 6, a 5, a 2, and a 1. So it's 14 +4 is 18 on the burst with
A total of
AP4.
18?
Yeah, with AP4.
Okay.
Oh, thanks, Slayer. I'm going to need that. Hang on a sec. Let me just get it right. There we are. Thanks. It certainly will. I'll bank.
Okay.
Put it in the bank. I'll make a note of it. Soraya.
That the shot definitely makes contact, and you can definitely see where it sort of clips the robot, but it feels like that doesn't really do much. Like the robot's armor is just too thick for a relatively glancing blow like that to do it any real harm. So Zoe hasn't been rolling well either, but it is her turn again, and the robot is stationary, holding its range to take its heat shots.
God. Oh, if I
And
need.
that's a bit better. That's an 11 roll on the dice.
Let's hope I don't need it again in combat, Slayer.
15, 16. 16. Okay, so that's
more like it.
+8 +4, so +12.
Ooh. Oh, you've got boons, Soraya, as well.
Very, very useful.
Mind you, that was only 12 on the dice with 4d6, so a total of 24. This one definitely looks like a fairly solid hit, but again, the armor absorbs a lot of it, and the robot gets to have its own go. That's a bit more like it. So, okay, it's squared up against everyone this time. Can everybody please roll athletics dex plus dex, this time without a boon? So that's Agnar and Soraya and Zoe.
Yeah.
Oh no.
No.
Oh no.
Mine was post roll.
no.
Just warning you.
I'm going to take the boon here.
Okay.
Nice.
Let's chalk it up.
Mine is a 4 + 2 then for 6.
Okay.
Please.
All right.
Mine is an 8. So I get to chuck a 2. Thank goodness.
Mm-hmm.
So it's an 8 plus 0 for 8. Thank you very much, Slayer. You might have seen me through a horrible roller.
Agnar, obviously your armor will mitigate this.
Good armor,
but
I
you
believe.
take a total of 19 damage.
Oh, that is indeed one point of damage. To his endurance, is that how that works?
Yes, to endurance.
Burst.
So slightly singed the fur.
Yes. Oh.
And it's Soraya's shot. With no boon now.
Yeah, well, it is what it is. But let's go
and
again.
The boon at least saved damage, so that's
I
good.
think it did. Yeah, exactly. 19. I would have taken 5, which my
Yeah,
endurance
that's
is
not
11, but it would have definitely knocked that down a bit. Right, here we go. But I don't need it. That's an 11. Okay, we've warmed up now.
An 11. Okay,
11 plus
now
a
we're
3
cooking with
is
gas.
11 plus 3 is a 14, please.
A 14 total. Okay, so that's
For a burst.
4d plus what does that work out at? 10.
There we go. That sounds like a number. How many ammo do I use for each burst? Is it 3 or 4?
4.
4, thank you. Okay, let's have a look at that. That's 8, 9, 10, 11. That's 16, please.
Plus the 10.
Yep, 26.
26. Okay. This time, when the shot lands, you can see it hits nice and central. It seems to go right through the gap where the beam weapon is, and there's sparks and actual damage inside there that definitely looks fairly terminal to a robot. Um, Let me just quickly check something. Okay, the robot sort of shakes on its mountings, which are sort of top, above, and below it, and those mountings retract just slightly, and it sort of springs loose and begins to slightly tip sideways slowly. And as it does, um, the core of the robot starts to look more and more electrically active, like it's losing control and heating up, and potentially in danger of explosion.
Oh. Agnar, how long you got? How long you got? We need to get out of here, man. Seriously.
How long have I got, Ben?
A few minutes left, probably about 3 minutes.
I'm doing my best. I'm doing my best. You can't rush these things. I mean, you can, but we all know what happens to our beloved crew members if you rush these things.
Don't like the look of this at all. Don't like the look of this. Does it look like from my best guess, Ben, as using my engineering power skills or something like that, if I could? How quickly does this appear to be heating up? Are we talking seconds? Are we talking like...
Roll an engineering power systems check with education, please.
That's a 9 plus a 1 is a 10, please.
Okay, all right. You can't be absolutely certain, but you would guess it's not instantly going to happen, but it'll be in the next 10 to 30 seconds.
How free is it of its moorings?
It's floating, completely free.
Zoe, this is going to go. Can you grab one side? Let's push it away. Let's spin it, push it as far as we can. Give us a bit of distance, yeah? It's going to go like 20 seconds maybe. No, let's just give us a few, the more meters we can get on this, the better.
I guess time to play some billiards then.
Absolutely. Now you're talking. I've heard you were quite a whiz back in the forces.
So the two of you essentially kick off from the closed airlock hatch.
Yep.
And aim down the corridor to hit the robot and knock it away from you, all the way down to the end of the corridor if you can.
Yes, please.
All right. This is going to be athletics dex plus dex, unless you can think of anything else.
Oh. No, I really wish I could.
It's not that common a situation.
No, it's not. Doesn't require astrogation, that's for sure. I can't think of anything else I could use on it, to be honest. It is quite a dexy kind of thing. No, let's go for it. Let's go for it to be dex.
Okay.
I'd like it to be something else.
Okay, we'll do that with both Soraya and Zoe. So athletics dex plus dex. Oh, that's not too bad. 14.
Oh, that's better than me. I hit a 10 though.
Oh, fantastic. Okay. The two of you sail in tandem down the passageway. And in my mind, once you actually set off and realized you were traveling in parallel, you kind of grabbed onto each other's hands to link up like a flying wedge formation and slam into the robot. It is considerably heavier than the two of you combined, but you're going at a fair old lick. And not only do you obviously arrive with a certain amount of momentum, but of course you both plant your hands on it and push off it as well to give it some extra extra movement. With those rolls, you manage to not only do that, but drift slowly back away from it towards the airlock.
Must be a
Nowhere
backspin.
near as fast as you set off, but it is definitely moving away at a decent lick, occasionally touching a wall or a ceiling or whatever, but not enough to impede it. It just makes it spin a bit more when it touches something. And to your great pleasure, it does seem to be getting noticeably smaller and further away.
All right. Could I recommend we finish this this medical emergency in the airlock, Agnar?
Ben, I don't suppose Agnar can see any issue with that.
No,
problem with
you might need the help
treatment in the
of
airlock?
the other two to actually move Rachel while you're working on her.
Yeah.
But there's no inherent problem with doing that. You can move alongside her as she's dragged. Yes.
Can I? Have we still got tethers on our suits?
Yes.
Can I tether her to me?
Yeah.
And then I'll say to the others, yeah. Let's go. But we might need a little bit more of your billiard skills. Give us a hand.
What can I say? If you got it, you got it.
Okay. I don't think this is going to require a roll. You've got a little bit of time. You can open the door and carefully and gently move Rachel through while Agnar, as you say, tethers to and just follows along, still working. Obviously, you can't cycle the airlock yet. Rachel's not fully in her suit, but at least you can get into the airlock. Are you closing the airlock door as well?
If Saraz, the last one through, as it were, I think she will. She's just a bit nervous about any sort of shockwave or explosion from the buff block, which is hopefully far away enough. She just wants to put as much as possible between. She will grab, of course, the Kelleren spacesuit that was sat on the ground, the flight
Of course.
on the way through here.
Very important. Don't want to lose the Kelleren spacesuit.
Exactly.
Memorabilia.
Oh, the best thing.
I mean, it could be worth dozens of credits.
Oh, so nice. I'm not there to sell it. It's going up above Bass Spa as a celebration.
A trophy.
Exactly. That's nice memory.
Absolutely. Okay. All right. Luke, can you roll 1d6 for me, please?
Oh, mate.
The death roll.
I know the role that I know nothing about. 3. It's neither brilliant or terrible. Somewhere in the
No, that's absolutely fine. You matched what I rolled, which is all I was looking for was whether or not you hit the same number as me. As you peer through the little viewing window and watch the robot slowly move further and further and further away down the corridor, you see the edges of another robot begin to come out and around into the corridor. It's hard to see because it's sort of slightly obscured by the drifting robot that's receding from you, and it just comes around the corridor at the perfect timing to receive a face full of flying robot, which immediately explodes because obviously it does.
Yeah.
Okay, with enough force that even in the airlock you feel it. You can actually feel the shock of the explosion through the companionway and through the air, as the ship just seems to buck a little bit where the shockwave hits the walls. There is an extremely bright flash of light where it goes off, and when your sort of you blink your eyes back to normality, you can see that the robot you just pushed away is no more, and the one it was in contact with is effectively wrecked. It's bent and buckled and broken and not able to move.
Nice. Chalk 2 up to the good guys, Zoe.
yeah, it's going great.
So now Agnar, hurry up, man. I don't really want to be in here anymore.
All right.
I got the spacesuit though. That's the most important thing, right? As long as we leave with the spacesuit.
Yep. Spacesuit is essential.
And a fully alive, boarding party.
Oh,
It's the first rule of scouting. Everyone comes back alive.
No. The first rule of scouting is come back with plunder. Everyone coming back
It
alive.
should be the first rule of scouting.
I know, but I don't write the rules. I just remember the rules.
Don't obey the rules.
Sometimes it seems like, a little bit.
Just
A little
remember
bit of poetic license, should we say?
Well, remember what happened to Benny Ironseed. He didn't come back alive.
Oh, that's true. That wouldn't be a rule if my rule was a rule.
Hell of a wake, from what I've heard. Hell of a wake. 6
He
days.
was awake.
No, 6 days they drank for him. 6 days.
Oh, right. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I am familiar with wakes.
Yeah, we'll raise a toast to him when we get back to Bass.
Yeah,
Is
bound
that
to.
appropriate?
Essential thing to do. So given that you now have a couple more minutes or so of work to do, we should probably turn our attention to the 3 outside the ship. So essentially, you've just turned the corner, and what you can see is quite close to you is Cat waiting in a shuttle, still attached by tethers to the outside of the Kelleren. Beyond that, in the distance, is the Baltic Star herself, and in between the two is this unknown ship, which seems to have some slight scruffiness to the way it's presented and painted. And where you'd expect the name to be, there's a big splash of black paint to obscure it.
No, Stefan, you recognise that ship? I don't mean our shuttle or our Baltic Star.
Yeah, obviously.
Yeah, well, you can't always be certain with you.
The other one?
Yeah,
no, I don't think so. Do I, Ben?
No.
Now you mention it, actually, yeah, I kind of have no idea what that ship is called. I don't recognise it. It's worrying, though. I don't like meeting new ships when we're not, surrounded by something more than a vaccine. It's a little bit unnerving.
Speaking of which, Rose, it's not Rose, is it? Sorry, it's Rose isn't on the ship, is it? It's
Cat on the shuttle.
Cat's on the shuttle, yeah. Hey, Cat, you there? Can you hear us?
Yeah, I've got you.
I know you can see that ship. Has it tried hailing you or anything?
Yeah, it's essentially said, hold still and don't do anything. Don't contact the Baltic Star and don't move or we'll blow you out of space.
Ships. Does it look like it has that sort of power?
More than a shuttle?
I think Stefan would agree with me that we fancy our chances more on the shuttle than in the infinity of space. Can we come on board? Will we be allowed that?
I'll ask. Hold on.
I would just maybe if they ask how many, maybe subtract 1 from it.
Oh, we finally spacing neither. She says over the over the shared thing.
No, that's not the plan. That's not the plan.
Yeah, next time.
Okay. All right. You are included in the transmission, and Cat transmits to the unknown ship. About to recover boarding party. We'll be ready to follow your instructions once we're all aboard. And there's a brief pause, and then the pirate ship comes back and says, "How many were in the boarding party?" And Cat says, "Let me work that out for you." Drops the communication and immediately says, "How many do I say?"
Cara looks across at Stefan.
We're no, forget it. We're easily countable from here, aren't we? Surely. They can just look out
Probably.
the window and count us. It's fine. It's fine. Go with the real number.
Okay. She calls back and says, 7. And the ship says, "Okay. Bring them aboard as they come out. 3 with you now. The other 4 come to us."
Can we interfere with? We can hear it. Can we cut in?
You can open the same channel and communicate with them directly if you'd like.
Hi, this is Karalaska here from the Karalaska Vlogcast. Can you hear me, mysterious, sinister ship?
Copy you, Karalaska. Are you one of the 3 suits?
I like to think I'm more of a free spirit, quite frankly.
Stefan
but...
laughs at that point. Like the opposite.
Yeah. But if you are going to pigeonhole me into such a narrow band, then yes, I am.
Okay. Well, get yourself aboard your shuttle. And remember that the rest of your boarding party, they come to us.
You see, do they have to? Like, one of the 4 is injured, and we'd like to get them back to the Baltic Star and our medical team there as soon as possible. We're fond of them. We want them to be okay, you know. We don't want to risk them with strange people. We don't even know your name, man.
Names aren't that important in my line of work. But I'll tell you what. No.
Maybe we could come to you and they could go to the shuttle to continue treatment for the injured crew member.
Yeah, I could do some vlogging on the ship. It'd be well fun.
You're meant to be encouraging them.
All right. The 3 of you want to come aboard? That's fine.
We don't want to come aboard, but, you know, we're a team, man. I don't know if you know about that, but we look after the ones in need. We're the good guys here.
Yeah, okay. We'll see about that. Cut yourselves loose and come across. We'll catch you at the hatch.
Oh, you're very optimistic about our spacefaring abilities.
Wow.
Hey, Otto, you okay with this, man? We didn't really give you a call in this. We're about to go to a mysterious, sinister ship. They're not friends of yours, are they? Don't recognise the voice?
Otto must have seen loads of pirates in his time.
I don't recognise the voice,
must have
but
killed
I will
dozens.
Giant
say
monsters.
going to mysterious, sinister ships is kind of my raison d'etre.
Ah, there we go.
But we'll tell them that you're the captain then, the most valuable.
Mm.
Well, should we reveal that to them?
No, it's a good point.
Only if they want to blow up one of our ships, and then we'll make a plea that the captain needs to go down with the ship. For your honour, of course. And then maybe we can figure out some kind of escape where you daringly ride an asteroid to the next civilized world.
Okay.
I'm still
You and I have
disappointed.
slightly different versions of what honour is, but I understand where you're coming from.
I'm disappointed that you didn't sacrifice yourself on the Led Zeppelin, quite frankly. It'd have been a fitting ending. Everything now is just a bonus for you.
Yes. I could. I can be the captain. Sure, why not? And he detaches his tether, aims at the ship, and pushes off. So this is athletics dex plus dex.
Stefan turns to Kara. There he
It's not too
goes. One of God's own creations.
Is the best of us. And,
Too strange to live. Too... Sorry, Ben, do go
on. He drifts across the gap, not insanely quickly. He's just pushed off steadily and calmly, and he is floating quite smoothly towards the other ship. And as he begins to approach, you see an airlock on the outside of the ship cycle, and the door open, and out emerge two spacesuited figures, clambering on the outside of the ship, and with their backs to the hull, waiting for the arrival of Otto Nieder, who's drifting roughly towards them.
Can we go back to secure communications that doesn't involve them?
Sure.
Kara, why have we not? Can we not just ask the Baltic Star to blow them up?
The Baltic Star does have big guns now.
It's been fully upgraded to, I don't know what sort of status, but it has guns now.
It has been pimped. Why don't we send a message through to get a bit of threatening in? But is there anyone left that can actually run things down there? That's the problem. Rose can't fire anything. Johnny can't. We've got the threat.
Cagsy
Kron.
can't.
Cagsy can't. Cags probably unconscious, drunk. We've got Kron. Kron always gets left there, bless him. We got
yeah. Is this the problem?
Like
We've taken everyone with us. Yeah. This feels like a thing that we should address next time we, all decide to leave ship in the middle of space.
We've got science and medical nerds left, a second engineer, a horrific alcoholic, and a space bum, and a prostitute. I love them. I love them like my own family, but
indeed,
they're not ones that you put a great attack on, are they?
Yeah, maybe not. Maybe we leave them out of it as much as we can.
Even if Cat was there, it'd be a bit more of a chance.
That is true. Okay. Don't worry about it then.
No, it's a good call though, man. I wish we had the people. I just don't think they could follow through.
Right.
Aren't you excited with our next big adventure?
Well, I am, but we've got to get there first.
Oh yeah.
Speaking of first, do you want to do the honours, or should I?
You do the honours. I'll sing you a rousing song as you cross.
Make it good. And, Stefan, I suppose he'll make it as close as possible whilst still remaining tethered before detaching the tether. And
Okay. You're pushing away and then unclipping once you've judged the angle.
no, he'll Sorry, I might have had this the wrong way around in my head, but I imagined that where we came out wasn't the closest point of the ship to their ship.
No, it wasn't.
So he'll walk along the ship tethered,
Okay.
or make his way along the ship tethered, and then when he is at the closest point to their ship on the Kelleren, then he
Right.
will leave. Does that make sense?
Yes. Okay. Yep. All right.
So
can
he's
you roll
spending
an
as least amount of time untethered as possible.
Yes. Can you roll an athletics dex plus dex for me, please?
Yes, indeed. Let me just change my character sheet over. Okay, that's all right. That's a 7 + 4, please, Ben. For an 11.
Wow, that is all right. Okay. You push off and it's pretty smooth. At about the time you're sort of halfway across, you see Otto Needham make contact with the hull. He's a fair distance away from the actual airlock, but he is securely arrived and beginning to crawl over the outside of the hull towards the open airlock, being beckoned and called to by the two people in spacesuits. As you drift across, you realize that you're actually going to be much closer to the airlock. On arrival, you're practically going to float into it. And as you are drifting over, you realize that these two suited individuals are both carrying laser carbines.
They're definitely armed, Carla. I've got a couple of laser carbines. Also, where's my song?
I just did it for you. Sexy boy.
Ah, there we go. Thanks. That'll do. It's a good song for floating through
It is.
0G, tethered to nothing.
Air always is.
Thanks. Good luck.
And you, I've decided I'm not coming. Make it nice to you, life with
my
Otto.
good still stands.
Before Cara pushes off, she wants to see if she can call through to Agnar, if that's okay.
Okay.
Agnar, you got a second?
Kind of in the middle of something, but yeah.
Just quickly, buddy pal. There's some like sort of piratey ship outside or something. They wanted to take you guys on board. We've sacrificed ourselves for you guys and for Rachel. Get her back safely. Yeah, make sure she's all right. Me, Stefan, and Otto are going to have a chat, find out what's going on, and hopefully see you again for some drinks and catch up at some point. All right.
There was a lot of mixed messages in that. You said something about sacrifice. I was getting ready for a tearful goodbye. I had words planned and everything. But okay, yeah. Hopefully, we'll see you on board for a drink soon.
Yeah. Keep it cool for me, old baby pal. I'll get back safe.
You want a baby shams? Cool. Okay. Got it.
I'll just.
Yeah. Okay. Can you make an athletics dex plus dex if you're going to jump?
I will follow what Stefan did and get to as good an angle. She's not going to overestimate her abilities here.
Okay.
What is it? Dexterity plus athletics dex?
Yes, please.
All of the zeros. Okay, that's very fortunate. the first one was a 6, so I felt quite confident. 8.
Okay. You push off, and it's probably the least effective of the trips. As you float in roughly the right direction, you sort of slightly tumble in space and lose sight of the ship occasionally as you sort of somersault over as you approach. However, each time you are facing in the right direction, you can definitely see that the ship is closer, and you're aiming for an area not very far away from where Otto landed. And he stops and sort of sticks out an arm ready to grab you as you come in case you're facing the wrong way. He doesn't want you to bounce off, you know. So I'm going to make him roll for that. Oh, that's all right. He manages to sort of grab an ankle as you flail slightly coming around. So even though you do bounce off the surface because you're not facing the right way when you strike it, he's got you held and can gently turn you around until you can also grip the side of the ship.
Oh, thanks, Otter, old chum. Appreciated. But an awfully big adventure.
Yeah, it's going brilliantly.
You'll have a lot for your book.
And a lot of things to exchange for beer.
Oh, you're going to dine out on this for months if we make it back alive.
Years. You should remember how long I managed to drink for free on the basis of the Claymore.
Yeah, that's true. And we assumed 90% that was made up anyway.
What are you talking about?
Okay, 95.
The three of you can now creep your way over the hull and into the airlock. Stefan, you're actually in the airlock first, and they are definitely pointing you inside. And it's only once all three of you have crept inside the airlock, assuming you're all happy to do that and just make your way meekly inside. It's only after you're all in that they come in and join you.
Is there anything about their suits that's interesting?
Can you roll an investigation with intellect for me?
Not. I'm 7 minus 1 is 6.
Okay. Nothing in particular. You can see they're clearly well used. They're not exactly brand new, but nothing unusual beyond that.
Okay.
Are they all like for like? Are they the same as each other?
Oh yeah, good question.
Stefan, can you roll an investigation with intellect for me?
It feels more in his wheelhouse to me.
It does not to me.
Oh no, we're just a pair of idiots.
That's a 10.
Oh, good man.
Minus 3
Oh, what a tease.
for a 7.
in the airlock, you know, it's hard to see because the difference in light inside and out is very sharp, and the lighting is a bit erratic, and inside the airlock itself, some of the lights are flashing and sort of indicating status. Some are glowing different colors. It's really hard to tell if they match.
Okay. All right, no worries.
Inside, they close the airlock door and then immediately cycle the inner door once the pressure's shifted. And this is clearly an airlock that's used a lot. They don't mess about too much with gentle pressure changes. This was zero pressure to atmospheric pressure in a matter of a few seconds. Not intended to be comfortable, but very much to be fast and efficient. And once it's fully pressurized, the inner door opens and you step through into quite a broad companionway. The the space you're looking into is quite complex, but the one thing that's immediately obvious to all of you is that all parts of the companionway, the floor, the ceiling, and both walls are covered in sort of random assortments of netting bolted to the walls, bolted to the surface. And hidden in that or tucked in that netting is stuff. Bundles of fabric, bundles of supplies, little boxes and crates. Like every square inch of the surface area of the inside of the ship is being used as storage. Conveniently, of course, that netting also makes for useful handholds, as the ship has no gravity on it.
Oh, I love what you've done with this place. It's beautiful. Honestly, this is top quality decorating stuff. They say it shouldn't work, but it does. It's like I'd want some more homely features, but honestly, you've married form with feature with storage. It's it's an exciting space. It's what a joy to be here. She starts babbling away. Thank you for inviting us aboard. This is great. We're getting ideas for the Baltic Star. This is great. Stefan, think of all the extra space we can put. Oh, it's amazing. Don't you think? Look at this
Yeah,
little
where'd you
corner
get
here.
these nets from?
Yeah, these are great.
One of the space-suited figures says, "Down to the end."
You got them down at the end. Oh, come on, Power, let's go.
Yes, excellent. You're going to head off down through?
Oh, I don't know. Are we going front of ship or back of ship, guys? I've got preferences here. Just get my bearings. It's so hard because the decoration is so perfect that it's really hard to tell the direction you're going. It's amazing how much you get to stuff in here. Honestly,
You are effectively entering
boot
through
fairs for
a
days.
hatch on the port side of the ship.
Okay.
And therefore, the companionway you've come out into runs transverse from port side to starboard side.
Think about it, Stefan. I think you should get this for your room. It's dark and dingy down that side of the ship anyway. Imagine, you could fill this with all your dark and dingy emo stuff.
If you had one of these nets, but it was like giant sized, you could sleep in it.
Like what you mean? Like string it up between two spaces?
Yeah.
Oh, I like it. That's good. And if there's a wobble, you'd wobble in it and you'd stay asleep. I like it.
Well,
It's amazing
exactly. You
nobody's
wouldn't
ever
even
thought of
notice.
that as a way to sleep on a ship before.
I know.
That sounds like such a brilliant idea.
Precisely.
Otto, have you ever seen decoration like this? It's amazing, isn't it?
We could call it what could we call it? The Miller something.
The Mill Alaska Cradle.
Wow, I like it.
Otto sort of glances around the place and says, "I think it's reminiscent of the first ship I worked on, actually."
Oh, maybe it is. Maybe they're inviting you back to become captain of this one. If they've heard your exploits, they wanted to get involved. Maybe they're going to let us in. They're going to be sat around with brandies, looking forward to a nice tale.
That's, I'm sure, how everything works. Yeah.
I can barely hold back my excitement. I think we should go straight where they go and be ready to share our tales.
Well, yeah, we can certainly
Share your
swap a
tale
tale or
if you
two.
Agnar would have been the better pick for sharing tales.
That's true.
Okay. You head down to the starboard end, and at this end there is another airlock directly opposite the first one. But instead of suggesting you go into it, the spacesuited figure, you hear another instruction saying, "Turn left."
Ben, quick question. I don't suppose there's any like internal emergency quick open both doors of the airlock button.
No, that would be
No.
quite dangerous, actually.
Well, it would be for those of us not in space in back seats, but yes, you're right.
Yeah.
Okay, Stefan will oblige.
Okay.
Follows Kara's league on the shithousery.
Okay.
Cara doesn't start filming, but hi, Cara Lasker here. I'm here in a mysterious ship with my friend Stefan. Say hello, Stefan.
Hi.
Oh, Otto. Hello, Otto. Oh, yeah, that'll do. He's a bit excited, Otto. We're here. We think we're here to give a speech on antiquities or exploration. The decoration here is splendid, as you can all see, dear viewers, and we're here with these two mysterious characters who are quite exciting. Say hello, mysterious figure number one.
He doesn't respond.
Let's try number two. He might be the friendly one. There's always a stoic one. There's a friendly one. Number two.
There's no response of any kind.
They're just excited because they're about to get a 2-hour lecture from our friend Otto Nieder on the things that he's going to make up about his most recent adventure. It's his way, but we love him for it. But we're here. Look, dear viewers. We'll be back soon with more information. But until then, stay frosty, keep the love. Cara Lasker, Stefan, have you got a word for our fans before we go?
Yeah, spinach.
Yeah, it's a good word. It's a good word. Useful in Scrabble.
I'm sure. Yes. Okay. At a certain point down this corridor, they say, stop. Through the door to the left.
The port door.
The port door.
Stefan will turn and is there any? Have we passed many doors on our way?
A couple. Yeah, a couple. This one, none of them seem to have any markings of any kind.
Okay.
But this one looks fairly sturdy, like a proper bulkhead door.
Sorry, how do I open? I'm not familiar with this. He sort of pokes at the door.
Okay. He hits the panel for you. And bangs it open very quickly and efficiently. And as it slides open, it's an old mechanism. It looks a bit worn, but it looks efficient as well.
What's inside as he opens it in front of me?
Inside is what appears to be a kind of custom constructed battle bridge, like a bridge of a ship intended for fighting the vessel. And it is deliberately and very obviously constructed in such a way that it's inside the center of the ship, away from any surface damage. There may be a more conventional bridge to this ship, though you're not familiar with the design, but this one it's custom built. All of the kit in here, and there's quite a lot of controls and consoles in here. All of the kit is clearly hand welded into place and fitted, not by a professional ship's architect. This has been a customized vessel.
Oh, this is lovely. This is Stefan, what look at this. This is handmade. This is
It's,
boozy.
it's a glorious sight, mostly because
Oh.
I'm glad we're not being thrown in the brig.
We've got out of many brigs before, mate. Don't you worry. They don't know. They don't know
Well,
what they're
that's
messing
true.
with.
That is true.
Look at this. Look at this. Look at this knob. You don't mind if I press this, do you? I just want to see their workmanship.
As soon as you reach out a hand towards it, whatever it is, one of the suited individuals slaps your hand away.
All right. Sorry.
Could you push it for us so we can see the
Yeah.
workmanship? I'm sorry, my friend is really what's the word you used the other day?
Annoying.
No, that thing where you're really interested in loads of different things.
Oh yeah. I'd say I'm a real kinesthetic learner. I'm very touchy feely.
That as well, yeah. Well, yeah, and that.
Yeah. Well. Yeah. Wouldn't you all like to know? Yeah. I just can't help myself. You're right. I am. I'm just a student of life.
Curious, a curious individual.
I am the curious individual. It feels like you've forced that out somewhat.
Okay, maybe don't worry about it. It's fine. Maybe it's not the time, Cara.
Okay. So as you make your way through, there are these two figures in spacesuits and three figures in the room already. They are all wearing spacesuits, and these vac suits have their visors down, but they are clear and you can see their faces. One of them is a very sort of middle-aged looking human, sitting on a very distinctively larger and more imposing chair right in the center of the space, with automatic straps that hold him in when it is 0G, like now. It's like a throne or a captain's chair, and it's right in the middle, and it rotates to look at you as you're brought in. Over by one of the consoles is a fairly wiry-looking Varga, whose fur is not quite as elegant as you're used to with people like Agnar. It looks a bit patchy and a bit worn. Like he doesn't take care of it as much as he should because he's too often in a vac suit, if you know what I mean.
That's no excuse.
And quite close to him, a youngish human female with a shock of black hair stands there.
Yeah. More. We need more now. Spez is here. We need more description, please.
Stands there in her own suit.
Sparrow.
Her suit is distinctively different to the others because of its color. Her suit is a really clear azure blue, whereas all the others are a sort of greyish white color.
Just trying to find all my floof pictures, just to make him feel worse about himself. As the guy in his big chair turns around, Kara will drop to one knee. Your Majesty, thank you so much for seeing us. We come with many tales of hardship and adventure.
Stefan will slap her on the shoulder. What are you doing? You're embarrassing me.
The person in the chair leans a little way forward in his straps, and he says, "Oh, I suppose I should welcome you aboard."
It means so much.
My name is Grim Knight.
Oh, are we spelling Grim?
Grim.
Knight?
Is this the middle-aged human?
Knight. Yes, this is the middle-aged human in the big chair.
In the chair. Thanks.
We've been around so many robots, dear Grim Knight. I'm just not used to learning new names. What a delight!
Well, welcome aboard the ship.
No relation of Deep Night.
No. Heard of them? Nothing to do with them.
Okay.
So, welcome aboard. Make
Thank
yourselves at home, but more important, make yourselves useful. And you can begin by telling me everything about that little fragment of a ship out there that you've just come out of.
Oh, I see. The half ship, or part of half the not entirely complete ship that has an open face.
That one.
Mm. How did you stumble across it?
Oh, we stumble across all sorts of things. So I have to insist. Tell me what you know about this fragment of a ship.
Stefan looks over at Kara. I'm not sure. And then back at Otto and back to Kara. I think we should tell them about the importance of this discovery.
I think, my dear Stefan, my dear Otto, my dear, Your Majesty Grim Knight. We love to tell stories. Our friend here is a big storyteller. Don't believe most of what he says, though. He's been known to make
Tales rather than stories.
If he's fighting one man, so if he gets beat up by one, suddenly he's taken on 10 men. You know what I mean? So don't worry about him. He's a wonderful man, lovely man, heart's in the right place, heart of gold. But don't take his word for gospel. Me, on the other hand, I'm loquacious and full of the truth. My friend here, she points to Stefan, is a brave and intelligent man who has seen many things that would make your Varga's hair floof in excitement. But my dear Majesty, we like to know to whom, I guess, as a nation, as a ship, as a people, who are we talking to? You know, we can tell the tale in many different ways, but we need to know to whom we're telling. If it's of kings and queens, we tell it in a floral way. If it is of merchants, we focus on monetary worth. To pirates, we would talk about plunder. To whom do we talk? What kind of organization, may I ask, Your Majesty, are you?
We're the kind of organization that doesn't answer questions. We kind of ask them. So, I mean, I suppose I could at least introduce you to where you are. You stand aboard our ship. It is our ship. It is nobody else's ship. And everything that happens on this ship, including who gets to breathe and who doesn't, who gets to live and who doesn't, is down to us.
I can see it's your ship now, but the outside suggests it wasn't always your ship. So you're either very good at getting good deals, or you're very good at stealing, or you're very good at taking things that aren't yours.
That feels like another question. Once again, tell me about the ship, or we'll start shooting you.
Okay. I think. Sorry, I think there's been some crossed wires here. What my friend is trying to establish is that we did a fair bit of exploring on the ship down there. We could tell you every single detail, and we'd be here for the next 3 weeks. Whereas if we know what kind of agency you are, what you're looking for on the ship. We could give you those things as a matter of priority and continue to tell the other things. She's also very impressed by your ship, understandably. This is
Can
your
you
ship.
make-
There are many like it. But this one is
Can
yours.
you
One is
make a
yours.
persuade for me, please, with your choice of int or social? Intellect or social.
Probably not. Oh, okay. Yeah, 10 plus 1 plus 0.
Okay.
11. Which I will take.
All right. That's fantastic. There is a brief pause, and then he sort of nods slowly but understanding. Then I suppose we'd better get comfortable. Find yourselves a seat. We'll take our time over this one. And then he turns back to the Varga and says, if anything unexpected happens out there, you know what to do. And you can see the Varga is operating some weapons controls from his console. And he says, oh, yes, I know what to do. And then he turns back to his task. And the captain sort of welcomes you guys to find seats in front of the chair in which he sits.
Are there chairs?
There are a number essentially behind the captain's chair, because he turned it around to face you.
Yeah.
Behind the captain's chair, there are quite a few places where a person can sit and relax and strap in against 0G in case there are people who need to be in the bridge but don't have an actual workstation.
Oh. Oh. This is a comfortable chair, Stefan. This is far more comfortable than I've been for a long time exploring the incredible ship we've just been on.
Yeah, I would agree. It is a fine vessel.
It is. It was the further we went, the more incredible it turned out to be.
Okay, can you begin with the name of the ship? Who made the ship?
I think I think my friend and I here are both a little bit worried that if we tell you the name of the ship, perhaps you won't believe us and maybe you'll just shoot us. Do you think maybe we could perhaps warm the environment in which we sit a little bit? Okay. Maybe if we introduced our friend, Karma.
Oh, he's a wonderful friend after all.
Renowned.
Oh, this man, Your Majesty, is an incredible adventurer. He is a man with a great history, who single-handedly took down hordes of evil creatures, explored incredible spaces by himself, and who hired us to explore this incredible ship that we've just come out of. And you may not believe us, Your Lordship, but there is more to the ship than meets the eye. And this wonderful man gave us the opportunity to explore deep within and to start to uncover the riches held in such an ancient ship that we were hoping to return to. Isn't that right, my wonderful Otto Need.
Okay. All right. As soon as you say the name Otto Nieder, Knight, his sort of head snaps to look at him. Says, "You're Otto Nieder." And Otto, despite the fact this is quite a nervous situation, says, "Yes, naturally you've heard of me." And that's where we'll take our break.
Yeah.
But of course.
Well, dear friends, as we leave our heroes and Otto Nieder on this mysterious ship, please go and do what you need to do for a few minutes. We'll be back in somewhere between 5 and 10 for a going to be about a 45-minute, like 45-minute burst to the end. I think a good
Something
break.
like that.
Something along those
I'm
lines.
looking forward to it. It's going to be very exciting, and so don't go too far. Remember, your glasses need to be charged for the toast when we return.
Yeah.
But we'll see you all shortly. Let me do what I need to do. It's been a very long time since I've messed around with this. Let's get some.
Come back and see how much Luke and I can try and push things before Ben just kills us for being rude to pirates.
There probably is a line somewhere.
Yeah, I would imagine so. Less at the end, Ben would have done it a long time ago.
That's why it's the best. Right.
Yeah.
Go away, everyone. Hale, we're back.
Who's it going to be?
Ben.
It's time to recount another of the stories I was once told by our former ship's steward. I can't verify the accuracy of these stories. After all, he once told me he invented the waltz. Once, he told me, he found himself on a world where an outbreak of disease had ravaged the land, leaving scattered groups of survivors struggling to eke out a living and protect themselves from marauders and the infected. One day, carrying out yet another everyday job, risking everything for a few days more safety, he was offered a huge payday in exchange for escorting a teenage girl to a place of safety. He agreed, but found that the place of safety itself was an illusion. Unsure what to do with the girl, she told him she'd already been infected by the disease, but was able to survive it. So he set off on a vast marathon trek to get her to a group that might be able to use her to make a cure. Unfortunately, and potentially dooming the entire world, our hero was unwilling to leave the girl to be used as the basis of the treatment, as the procedure would kill her, something he naturally would never permit, no matter the potential benefit to millions. When we find ourselves confronted with awful moral decisions, whether they are choosing to sacrifice an innocent to save many lives, or simply where to place our vote in an election, we now must make that choice without our stalwart steward. We raise a glass to him now, for he was and is the late, great Greyhill Bast.
To the late, great,
Great Greyhill Bast. Now I'm going to think about him in the voting booth.
A big cross through your paper and write Greyhill Bast.
What would Bast do?
What would Bast do there? Yes, absolutely.
To Greyhill. Spurs to Greyhill.
The Greyhill.
Actually, I
Greyhill.
suppose it's here, actually. Let's just demonetize ourselves. No pennies for you this month, Ewan. Worth it.
Send them an email.
The beasties seem very unlitigious.
Yeah, I think so, in the grand scheme of things.
They fought for our right to party.
Well, exactly.
Fight for our right to scream.
And I think they've approved us as us being up at whatever time it is. Drinking and role playing.
Exactly.
Okay, so Otto takes his cue and he says, yes, I am Otto Nieder. I have explored parts of the galaxy that you cannot imagine. I have crossed the Sisters and all across the Marches, around the Claw, and even into the Great Rift. I have seen things you wouldn't believe. I have gone to places within the Varga extents that no Varga would dare. I have visited forbidden areas within the Zodani consulate, where the Zodani themselves tremble at the thought of it. And yes, I did discover and retrieve for posterity the lost ship Claymore, for which I am rightly famed. But this, perhaps, is my most important adventure. Until the next one. For what I led us to here was an ancient warship, lost to time, and as it turns out, a place of peril and horror.
And I know you're covering, but you can talk about the riches as well, man. Come on, don't play yourself down.
It is, of course, filled with treasure, technology
Because he loves new treasure.
is of the highest order.
What are you doing? That's meant to be my retirement fund.
Look, I'm sorry, but I'm telling a story here.
We will look, Stefan. Honestly, like I don't know if we're going to get to go back now anyway, right? Clearly, that's not going to happen. So let it go. We might as well. Someone might as well get the stuff, right?
Just a tenth of it would have been enough.
Well, maybe if they like us and we give them good stuff, we'll get a share. Do you know what I mean? 10% of something is better than not 100% of nothing. Do you know what I mean?
Wait, hold on. Have you got a calculator?
Maths isn't my strong point, but it sounds about right.
Okay.
Anyway, let Nida carry on. He's a wonderful storyteller. Wonderful.
Go on.
Wonderful. You're doing great. You're doing great, Otto. Sorry.
Well, Knight has actually listened to your sort of back and forth. He says, so the ship, what is the ship? And Nida says, almost a century ago, a giant warship was lost on its maiden voyage and slipped into the annals, not just of history, but of mythology. But I have found it right here. For this is none other than the battle cruiser Kelleren. And there's a sort of general look among the three people you're looking at in the bridge that you're facing towards of the what now? None of them have ever heard of it. But it's valuable. It is beyond mere value. It is tremendous. It is exciting. It is filled with adventure and peril
And plunder.
and plunder.
Booty.
Forget the plunder.
A lot of booties in there. Big booties.
Yeah, isn't plunder the act of retrieving the booty, and booty is the thing that you're after, Carl? I'm not sure.
I don't know.
Is that how it goes?
Booty's definitely what some of the guys at the clubs are after when they come talking to me, I've found.
Mm-hmm.
I'm confused.
Knight sort of shakes his head slightly. So the value of this, it's an old warship, but only a piece of it survives. And Otto sort of begins again, takes a nice deep breath and says, well, therein lies a tale. Because from here, only a piece of it survives. But if you climb inside, all of it is accessible. The whole ship.
Stefan gasps.
Space voodoo.
The young woman strides over a little bit and stands next to the chair, or hovers next to the chair, and when she stops herself there, she says, "Some of it's invisible." And Otto says, "Not invisible. Not in our space. It is an unimaginable secret. And a place that is huge and invisible and hidden from all senses. A place that might be tremendously useful for storing things, keeping things, hiding. Imagine, for example, if you could access its ship bays or its weapon systems. What might you learn?" And the two of them now next to each other glance across at each other like, "So cargo holds full of precious things?"
Oh, man, Otto. Remember it's slim pickings early days, and we lost heart, didn't we? We just speaking as people that were pulled along for the journey, we were uncertain, weren't we, Stefan? When Otto was talking of the riches, and those first corridors and rooms were pretty empty, aside for a few natty jumpsuits. But when we got to the storage bays and engineering at the back, the deeper we went, wow. So my eyes were on stalk, Stefan. I know you talking retirement. This is incredible, right?
I was talking all of our retirements.
I know, but
Not only that, but it's technically speaking, it's a space in which once you get off of the main, the visible part, it's a space in which there's no rules, there's no law, there's no police. We could be on the run from anyone. We could be on the run from our arch nemesis. I'm not going to say his name here just in case, but you know who I mean, Cara. They could be pursuing us. We could get back to the ship and we could drift off into the middle of nowhere. And they would have no jurisdiction in that space. It's a nothingness. It's an ether.
It's like what used to be called the international waters, I believe.
The perfect hideout in the middle of this section of space.
Right.
Painful.
So, I need to do a task chain. You're all going to have to roll persuade with your choice of intellect or social.
Yeah, this is one of my narrow spheres of brilliance. Okay.
Otto's rolled a total of +1 for his part of the chain.
I'll roll next to
so
set. I'll roll next.
What was
Set
the
Stefan up.
base? The base stat, Ben?
It's
Intellect or
social, your choice.
Okay, cool.
And
Plus,
then persuade.
7 plus 4 is 11.
Oh, +4.
Thank you very much.
That's pretty tasty.
That's helping you out, I hope.
Let's hope so. Well, it is. Let's hope I can
It's enough.
deliver.
Can limp over the
That's
line.
good. That is a 10 plus 1 overall. An 11.
That's big. That's a big old
Okay.
Yes.
7 total as the task chain. Fantastic.
Good teamwork.
Okay.
Virtual
You
high fives.
have these people absolutely in the palm of your hand. They completely believe that this is going to make them not just rich, but powerful beyond imagination. And as they begin to digest this information and sort of look at each other fascinated, we need to make some other rolls, please, because we've had plenty of time for Rachel to regain consciousness, to have her suit put back on her fully and zipped up and pressurized. So it is time for the 4 who were on the Kelleren to make their way over to the shuttle.
It is well and truly time.
Not sure how I feel about this, if I'm honest.
So the group stagger out onto the outside of the Kelleren and around the corner. You know what you're confronted with, the 3 ships between, in a line more or less. And each of you will have to make an athletics dex plus dex, please.
Oh.
Change back to my other sheets.
Yeah.
Rachel's done fine.
Agnar is a 7 plus 2 for a 9, please, Ben.
Fantastic.
Did you say all the dexes?
All the dexes.
Flat 9. Flat 9.
Okay. Rachel, despite her recent injury and only just coming back to consciousness, possibly seeing safety and somewhere a bit more homey, leaps across the gap with surprising agility. And the other 3 of you all make it as well. Not quite so elegantly, but all make it across. And with the fact there are only 4 of you, you can all fit into the airlock on the shuttle in a single group.
Nice.
Good stuff.
Hey, Cap, do you think you can get us to the Baltic Star straight away, or have they holding you here?
They say if I move, we die.
Oh God. Agnar, how's Rachel looking?
You can ask her yourself. How you feeling, Rachel?
Better, thank you. Thank you very much.
Oh, yeah, I mean, not perfect, I don't think, but certainly well on the way.
Did she always have 8 fingers?
No, she used to have 10, but I couldn't save those two. She's also lost her ability to count, and may see 8/10. No, wait, it's the other way around. May see 120% of things. Her vision may be affected.
Not great for an engineer. Maybe we can retrain her.
Numbers to that effect.
Kat is very happy to see you. It's been tense out here. So enjoy your little jolly.
Frankly, it was horrible. It's if it wasn't murder bots, it was buff bots. If it wasn't buff bots, it was a terrifying Led Zeppelin. If it wasn't a terrifying Led Zeppelin, it was an eternal string of power chords and twisted corridors. Honestly.
Sisters. Oh, yeah, corridors.
I know it's lonely out here, but I don't know. I think I would have swapped. The first rule of scouting, though. What is it, Agnar?
Never swap.
Never swap. Yeah, exactly.
No swapsies.
Exactly. So,
no take-backsies, no swapsies.
Although, speaking of take-backsies, I did bring back something pretty natty. Check this out. This shows the spacesuit.
Oh, yeah.
Look at that Kelleren. That's going straight on the bar,
That's a cracking thing.
It's good, isn't it? It's a beautiful piece. 100 years old. Look at it. It's still all right. I'm gonna wear it when I get drunk and parade around.
Yeah, fantastic. As that's happening on board the unnamed ship, one you don't know the name of, the two who sort of walked forward to see you or directly facing you are interrupted by the Varga at the console, who says, "The other 4 are on the shuttle now."
Whew. Good news. Can we make contact and find out how our injured crew member's doing? Will you allow that?
Yeah, sure. Why not?
Cool.
And the captain presses his controls on the arm of his chair, and he says, "Hailing the shuttle, we've got some guests aboard who would like to speak to your injured party member." And Kat sort of hurries over to the console and says, "I'll put her on, Rachel." And Rachel comes on the con and says, "Yep, I'm much better, thank you. Yeah, feeling a bit patched up."
That's good, Rachel. Is it when we left you? I believe that you guys were fighting off the last of the robots to give us the clear run to return to the riches held deep within. Can I know you're unconscious, but can any of the others say that the bots were indeed destroyed, giving us that clear run back? Over.
And she sort of waves frantically at Soraya.
Yeah. It's all good. It's all good. Zoe and I finished off 2 in one go. Oh, it's beautiful. One was blown up. We kicked it down like a football. It blew up another. I think that's all of them. But judging by the numbers, I think it's got a clear run. Clear run's what you need.
The captain of the ship is nodding and smiling. I'm sure that will do. Excellent. And he turns off the communicator. And he says, "Right. So I think it's pretty clear what we need to do, isn't it?"
Let us go and come for a drink and have a little party.
Split the profits 60-40.
Have a poo. I'm really needed a poo for the last couple of days.
Your spacesuit should take care of that for you. No, I think what we need to do, of course, is go and explore the Kelleren.
Can we get a share at all? We have done all the hard work.
Yeah. And
Well, I'll
then
tell you
some.
what. Since we're expecting you to lead the expedition, it would only be fair to offer you a portion of any plunder that we achieve. I don't have a problem with that in concept. Here's the caveat, however.
Oh, I like caviar.
Obviously, we'll be relying on you to steer us towards where things are the most valuable and most important in the ship. And assuming your advice proves to be perfectly accurate and useful, then I have no problem at all with making sure that you get your fair share. I think we should probably say we'll split the valuable items. Shall we say 50-50?
Oh, 50 for me and 50 for Stefan. That's amazing. Thank you very
I was
much.
thinking 50 for your ship and 50 for mine.
Oh, no. What do you bring for that 50, considering we've done all the hard work so far?
Apparently, you've done all the hard work already, and what you get that we can offer you is your lives.
How can you? Otto Need is an old man. He's told wonderful stories. We don't want him to get hurt. Can you return him? Can we return him to the Baltic Star to live and fight another day? Right. He's there. Then he can write chapters of the adventures. You just need the two of us, right?
An expedition like this, as you say, could still be filled with occasional peril. You never know on an old ship when just a faulty circuit might put your life in danger.
Often does.
So the thought of going back to such a ship without the leadership of such a famed adventurer fills me with despair.
Otto, how do you feel, dear friends, you wonderful man, of returning to the Kelleren?
He looks back and forth and says, given the alternative, I feel quite upbeat about it.
I'm quite excited about going back to that big box where the greatest treasures were in the engine room. That massive full. That was the place, wasn't it? I am quite excited about casting my eyes upon it again.
That actually does appeal. Just the secrets of that technology.
Oh, you can barely drag yourself away, can you? Once you've seen it.
It is one of those things. It feels magnetic almost.
It really does. Well, what more can I say, dear? Your leadership. The man has spoken. He's keener than us.
All right, says the captain. Then in that case, you will all remove your weapons and leave them here. We'll return them to you afterwards.
I'm quite attached to my weapons. Can we, if we don't need them here anyway, could we drop them to our shuttle so at least our crewmates can make some use of them? Maybe attach it in some way. Like you say, we don't need them here.
Oh, you absolutely don't need them here.
Yeah.
But you also don't need them on the Kelleren. We'll send them over to your shuttle once we've completed our mission.
Yeah, thank you. Some of these weapons are very precious to me, and I know, Agnar, some of them are. You shot your first pirate with one of those.
I don't know why you're talking to Agnar though, because he's not here.
Oh, Stefan. Oh.
Yeah, that is my name. Thank you for remembering.
Sorry. I spent so much time with Agnar.
It's the emotional conversation with Otto regarding the Kelleren. I feel that may have thrown your brain into a little bit of a daydream. Don't worry, it's all right. I don't take it.
I wish
Even if we do die.
I wish you were Agnar right now. I'd feel so much more confident.
Yeah, I wish I was Agnar right now.
So we're good to go, yes?
Yes. Now, this weapon thing, Ben.
Mm-hmm.
How strictly are they carrying that out? I only ask that because Kara's got her body pistol thing.
Yep.
And a stun fist, which is within the glove, but isn't a visible thing. Are they two things that I could attempt to keep with me?
The stun fist, definitely.
Yeah.
That will not be visible to anyone. As you rightly say, you'd have to take the glove off in order to use it, but that could easily be a minor action.
Yeah.
As for the body pistol, I'll tell you what. I think that should be a deception with Dex to see if you can conceal it.
Excellent. I think I have those things. I do have those things. So 8 plus 1 is 9.
Okay. You do, in fact, manage to conceal the body pistol about your person.
Nice.
Stefan, are you planning to try and hide anything?
Stefan has on him. He has his laser pistol.
Mm-hmm.
He has his. I'm pretty sure we established knuckle blasters on the outside of his suit.
That's right.
And a gravity knife.
Okay.
He will hand over the laser pistol.
Yep.
I suppose he'll attempt to conceal the knuckle blasters if he can.
Okay.
At least, just they're part of my vac suit. So gloves, stroke, something similar. And then he'll just ignore the gravity knife and see if they do anything about it. just play.
All right.
Yeah, it's just for cutting tethers that are tangled or something similar.
Yep. In that case, can you also roll a deception with Dex for me, please?
Yes. That's not bad. That's an 8 plus 3 for total.
Okay. All right. You hand over the pistol. You do, and that's helped with the deception, if you know what I mean. They don't seem to pay much attention to the knuckle blasters at all, and the blade, the gravity knife, because it's folded away into its hilt, could look like any other piece of tool, and with your artful ability to misdirect anyone who's looking and checking, you have no problem retaining it.
Good times. Wonderful. Thanks, man. Well, there you go. I hope you appreciate cooperation.
Yes. But Kara had a pistol on her, didn't she?
She had a laser pistol and a laser carbine,
Okay.
which I guess she'll have to offer up. Even if we never get them back, those are replaceable, I would say, more so.
Yeah, I don't think there's anything particularly special about them.
They're off the rack.
Reasonably high-tech weapons.
Yeah, she's happy to leave them behind in this current situation, I suppose.
Okay. Then after the weapons are indeed handed over, Otto, of course, hands over his pistol as well. As far as you know, that makes him completely unarmed. But to be fair, it's not like you searched him. And Knight then says, "Right. Well, I think we're ready to go. Let's go and find this amazing treasure, shall we?" And he ushers everyone towards the door, and that's where we'll call it for tonight.
That guy. Oh. Fair play to the lad.
Oh.
He's doing his thing, isn't he? He's doing his thing.
Yeah.
Pirate's gonna
making his way the only way he knows how.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It takes everything you got if you do that in the world today.
Oh. Well.
Can't begrudge him.
Well, you say that.
I don't like him, but we don't know that he's not. We haven't learned that he's evil to his crew or anything, So,
Yeah, that's true.
and Stefan did kill a gardener, so I don't know who's got the moral high ground here.
Stefan.
Well,
an evil gardener.
And you're not wrong to suggest that there are shades of bad in the galaxy. You have met some really truly evil people, and it isn't necessarily clear that this crew contains any of those yet.
Yeah, certainly not as evil as people that we have met by any stretch of the imagination.
Yeah, I mean, Amma, who ran that sort of bad hostel
Yeah.
I mean, she was truly sick and awful.
Yes, I think that is
just irredeemably evil.
The lowest of the low we've hit so far, I think.
The worst, the worst to our knowledge.
Probably the worst of the lot so far. Yeah. Not just because she's a bad person, but because of who she exploited.
Yeah.
The most vulnerable, the weakest. Somebody going toe to toe with the big and powerful and bringing them down through sneakiness, you can kind of at least have some grudging respect for. But someone who's exploiting the destitute and the helpless that's bad people.
Absolutely. But they are getting voted out in July, so it's okay.
That's the plan. on our Independence Day.
Yeah, exactly. Probably any better, really, could it? That date.
Someone needs to give that speech from Independence Day.
Yes. Yes,
I'm
quite
not saying
right.
it has to be you, Ben, but it has to be you. It should be you.
That's true. Results day is Friday, so we will know by Friday night. There's a few results that hang over, but
Yes, on July the 5th. Well, we should certainly have a final answer, shouldn't we, by July the 5th?
it will well be known by then.
Yeah, it's usually sort of, well, early hours of the morning that you get a pretty clear answer.
Yeah, exactly. You get Sunderland and Newcastle within about an hour and a half, and then they'll filter in. By the time I wake up, I'm pretty much know.
Unless we get hit by a meteor or something, I can already tell you who's going to win our constituency.
Yeah, one of the few remaining, I would imagine.
Yeah,
there might only be about 60 or 70 of them, which someone was saying that might end up making her something like the Shadow Chancellor or something. Which is terrifying thought. Good for her career, really.
I'm hoping, I know it's unlikely that this will be the outcome, but I'm really, really hoping she ends up Shadow Chancellor, Foreign Secretary, Home Secretary.
Having to triple up on her jobs.
There just aren't enough people to fulfill those roles.
I think a decent third of Faversham, a decent third of Kent will turn red. But I do think, will be the most in Kent for a very long time.
Yeah.
But I do think Kent and Essex and some of the, the home counties will remain quite blue, I'd imagine. But might be the last places to remain. They reckon there's only about 70 left, so I don't know. It's disparate here, isn't it? The Lib Dems think they can win, Labour think they can win. If there was one or the other, you got a chance, but
and it varies so wildly constituency to constituency. You know, if you can literally walk across a border and go from a Conservative heartland to a Labour stronghold, it's very broken up, isn't it? This area.
And locally, there's no Tories in the Faversham Council at all. But the constituency spreads down to Mid Kent as well, all the villages and that's where she gets a lot of her votes. So,
and it's the downside of being in a democracy is other people get to vote too.
Yeah, exactly. I prefer that to the Greek democracy, where only about 10% of the people could actually vote.
Yeah.
Well, or was it like 1920 when you had to be a landowner to vote in this country?
Yes.
And male.
A male landowner.
Yeah.
Oh, so
I prefer it to that, to be honest.
The three of us could vote, though. That'd be all right. There we go.
That's true.
Job's done.
We're all male landowners who are over 25.
Oh, 25 is a long way in the rearview mirror right now.
Yeah, so it would work perfectly for us, and therefore is the right solution for everyone.
It's the right solution. Nuts and gum together.
If it works for us, it must be right for everyone. That's the way it goes.
Bigger picture. Come on.
Thank you so much to everyone for joining us.
Yeah.
I hope you had some fun this evening. Thank you guys. That was great fun to have some characters come back into it after a few weeks of just exploring it in your ways. And yes, tomorrow it looks like we're probably trying to finish Trial of Champions tomorrow.
Yeah, which is exciting.
Yeah.
Still alive.
Yes, still alive for session 3 of Trial of Champions.
Oh my goodness!
Seems completely impossible, really, doesn't it?
Unheard of.
At this point, it certainly does. But
yeah,
here we are.
But we are indeed there. We are doing spectacularly well, and obviously it can't last forever.
I hope not.
Yeah, it won't.
We're clearly going to be doomed. Yes.
For those that are watching as well, the last few months, because of my internet, it's been a lot of last-minute decisions on what we can do on a Saturday, especially. For June, we have gone back to our old way where we've actually been reaching out in advance to put a timetable together. Now that we're all stable, we've all got, well, maybe not emotionally stable, we're all internet stable. And we're sort of reaching out to people like Spares and things like that for stuff. So you should see more of our old games coming back. Orbital Blues, Save Dave, Tony and Rudy are coming back again, which is it's exciting. It's been a few months, hasn't it, really? And I think they're all games we're looking forward to going back to. We'll finish up Darkness. We'll get some Tooth Foragers in there. It's going to be a good June, I think.
Yeah,
Traveller,
I think it'll be a
course,
wonderful one. Like returning to the hits of old.
Exactly. So it's going to be wonderful. So like and subscribe, guys. Hey guys, like and subscribe, smash the button, etc., etc.
Turn on your notifications.
Yeah, turn on the notifications. Send us all your money, etc.
All the good stuff. Yeah.
For a good June.
Or just tune in and enjoy some games.
Yeah, for free, guys.
More important.
That's absolutely fine too. So yes, thank you very much, everyone, whether live or on VOD, and good night.
Good night, everyone.
Good night.
Good night.